This video was made possible by Reichi50. More on that later. Good day, gentle people, it's your favorite Mr. 42. Welcome back to my channel. I have to set something straight. Something said by Buzz Aldrin. Are you ready? First, let's see why I created this video.
So
Buzz Aldrin is a liar, yeah? He said when you saw him landing on the moon, that wasn't real footage, that was animation. And yet you believe that to be real. If
can you send me that
landing
clip
on a
of him?
moon...
Because I don't think Buzz Aldrin actually says that.
Conan says to him, I seen you landing on the moon, that was amazing, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. He's like, that was actually animation that you saw. Not real footage, animation. So if they can fake lowering down on the moon and all the places in the moon, then they can fake anything, can't they?
Oh, well, MC Toon says he did say it, but I'd have to see the animation.
Yes, he did, McToon, exactly. Thank you, McToon.
Wait, one sec.
See, McToon, no?
MC Toon. Oh.
Sorry, MC Toon.
Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, but he wasn't talking about the animations back in 1969. He was talking about, like, the animations that were made later on.
Oh, so he wasn't talking about landing on the moon. Okay, then. Well, we all know
yes, he was
talking
talking about landing on the moon, but the animations that Conan specifically showed weren't from 1969.
No, he wasn't showing any animation at the time.
Well,
he just said, I've seen you land on the moon, and I remember seeing it as a child, and it was amazing, blah, 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 blah. And he stopped him halfway through, and he was like, no, you didn't see us land on the moon, that was animation.
That's quite a bit back and forth there. I think the best course of action now is to first play the clip Reichi was talking about.
Well, let's talk about this, because this is fascinating. I remember very clearly, I think anybody who was alive at the time does. I remember my parents waking me up, and we went down and we watched you guys land on the moon.
No, you didn't.
What?
Because there wasn't any television. There wasn't anybody taking a picture. You watched animation. See, you associated what you saw with...
I have very hazy memories.
Yeah, I know.
Well, no, but what we saw was we all were gathered around the old curved top radio and listened.
Talking about, how many feet we were going to the left and right, and then I said, contact light, engine stop.
It was
and
exciting.
A few other things, and then Neil said, Houston, Tranquility Base, the Eagle has landed.
It seems Reichi was right. Buzz Aldrin indeed said what she claimed he said, and now I will dissect this. Let's start with FTFE. FTFE was clearly unaware of Buzz Aldrin saying this, couldn't imagine he did say this, but was then corrected by MC Toon. I think this part is pretty simple. It's simply impossible to know everything. FTFE was then unable to put it correctly into context within the few minutes he had. I'll help him do that. Let's educate FTFE a little bit. Reichi, however, is also not 100% correct here. I've spoken with Reichi before making this video and she gave her full cooperation. Thank you very much for that, Reichi. She thinks Buzz Aldrin was talking about this clip being an animation.
60 seconds. Lights on. 6. Down 2.5. Forward. Good. 40 feet down 2.5. Picking up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down. Straight shadow.
Stand by for 30.
4 forward. 4 forward, drifting to the right a little.
30. 30 seconds.
1.5. 30 seconds. Forward, just. Good. Okay. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. ACA at a descent. Mode control both auto, descent engine command override off. Engine arm off. 413 is in.
We've had shutdown.
We copy you down, Eagle.
Okay, everybody, T1. Stand by for T1.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Sorry, Reichi. That is not an animation and not what Buzz was talking about. And I will explain why. Conan remembers that his parents woke him up for the moon landing. This means it was the live coverage. It is estimated that about 50% of all televisions in the USA at that moment were tuned into CBS, where Walter Cronkite was presenting this event. For the people born decades later, including myself and Rachie, it is hard to imagine that there were no live images from the descent back then. I mean, only a few months back we were watching a Mars rover land in almost real time, plus a delay due to distance of course. But in 1969 there was no such thing, so CBS prepared a new simulation, so people at home would at least have something to look at. This included the animation Buzz mentioned.
Do you have the clips of the animation, of the actual animation? What it was?
Sure buddy, here it comes.
160, 6.5 down, 5.5 down, 9 forward. Good. 120 feet. 100 feet, 3.5 down, 9 forward. 5%. How many bites? Okay, 75 feet. Car's looking good, down a half. 6 forward. 60 seconds.
That was part of the actual animation that people were watching live in 1969. After they returned to Earth and the real film of the descent was developed, that was all quickly forgotten of course. Every documentary about the moon landing would just use the original footage instead of the temporary animation, and that is what people remember. A funny side note about the animation is that it was perfectly synced to the expected touchdown time, to the second. But the intended landing site was missed, Neil Armstrong encountered a crater and some boulders and decided to land further ahead, causing a delay in touchdown. The animation was not flexible at all.
40 feet down, 2.5, picking up some dust. 30 feet, 2.5 down, straight shadow. 4 forward, drifting to the right a little. 20, down a half. 30 seconds. Forward, just good. Okay. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. ACA at a descent. Mode control both auto, descent engine command override off. Engine arm off.
We're home.
413 is in.
Man on the moon.
We copy you down, Eagle.
Houston,
Oh, jeez.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Ooh.
Oh, boy.
Thank you.
You're looking good here.
Boy.
Okay, we're going to be busy for a minute. Master arm on. Take care of the descent. I'll get this stuff prepared.
Wally, say something. I'm speechless.
I'm just trying to hold on to my breath. That is really something.
Very smooth touchdown.
Kind of nice to be aboard on this one, isn't it?
You know, we've been wondering what this guy Armstrong or Aldrin would say. He stepped foot on the moon, which comes a little bit later now. And just to hear him do it, we're left here absolutely with dry mouths and speechless.
So in conclusion, Buzz Aldrin said correctly that people watching live were watching an animation, and the real footage that we all know very well is not what he was referring to.
You were not the first man to walk on the moon, but you've actually talked about this. You were the first man to relieve himself on the moon. Is that true?
That is correct.
That is correct.
And with that, I end this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. This episode was inspired by the debate between FTFE and Rachie50 and the Moon Hoax Debunked series by M2M, linked in the description. And while you're there, you'll also find links to my Twitter feed, Discord server and financial support pages if you feel like it. This has been Mr. 42, out. Don't panic.